You wake up, first thing you do? Phone, notifications, messages, dopamine. 5 minutes later, you're already tired. Meanwhile, elite performers wake up and feel sharp, focused, dangerous, same brain, same 24 hours. So what's the difference? You're addicted. They're not. Most people think dopamine is the problem. Wrong. Dopamine isn't your enemy. Your addiction to cheap dopamine is. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how elite performers reset their brain fast. Not in 30 days. Not in some monk retreat. 5 minutes. You'll never look at your habits the same way again. Chapter 1. The Dopamine Trap. Most people think they need more motivation. Wrong. You don't lack motivation. You're overdosed on it. Every scroll, every swipe, every notification, tiny hits, constant rewards. Your brain gets flooded. Neuroscientist Anna Lemke calls this dopamine overload. Too much stimulation, and your brain raises the baseline, which means normal life. Feels boring. Reading? Painful. Working? Impossible. Thinking? Exhausting. But here's the problem, though. You don't notice it happening, because it feels normal. Average people live in this state permanently. Elite performers don't. They understand one brutal truth. Cheap dopamine destroys focus. Cal Newport proved this with deep work research. After a single distraction, it takes 23 minutes to fully refocus. You check your phone every 3 minutes. Do the math. You never focus. Ever. And it gets worse. Psychologists found that constant novelty, TikTok, Reels, short videos, rewires your brain to crave speed, which means slow tasks feel like torture. Books, studying, building something real. You quit, not because you're lazy, because your brain is broken. But here's the thing, though. Elite performers don't fix this by trying harder. They reset the system, fast. Chapter 2. The 5-minute reset protocol. Most people think dopamine detox takes days. Wrong. You don't need a weekend retreat. You need 5 minutes of control. Here's how elite performers do it. Step 1. Cut the signal. Phone off, notifications gone. No music, no noise, silence. Sounds simple. But you can't even do this for 2 minutes, can you? Exactly, that's the addiction. Step 2. Do nothing. Literally nothing. Sit, stare, breathe. No stimulation, no input. Your brain panics. It screams for dopamine. Good, that's the reset starting. Psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi called this the entry point to flow. You remove distractions, and your brain recalibrates. Step 3. Introduce friction. Now do something slightly uncomfortable. Reading, writing, thinking, something slow. Your brain resists. Of course it does. It's used to junk food. You're giving it vegetables. But here's what happens next. Your dopamine baseline drops. Suddenly, that boring task feels interesting. This is called dopamine contrast effect. Low stimulation makes normal things feel rewarding again. Elite performers exploit this daily. You don't. You scroll and destroy your own reward system. Hit subscribe before you forget this. We fix broken brains here. Chapter 3. Why most people fail the reset. Now you know the protocol. 5 minutes. Easy, right? Wrong. Most people fail. Why? Because they misunderstand the goal. They think it's about quitting dopamine. Wrong. It's about controlling it. Here's where average people mess up. They detox, then go right back to chaos. Same habits, same inputs, same addiction. That's like cleaning your room, then setting it on fire again. Useless. But here's the problem, though. Your environment is built to addict you. Apps are engineered for it. Tristan Harris exposed this. Infinite scroll, variable rewards, endless novelty. It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility. Elite performers design friction into their life. They make distraction hard. Phone in another room. No notifications. Limited apps. Constraint creates control. Just like prisoners learning faster with fewer resources, scarcity forces focus. Unlimited access kills it. You have everything. Which is why you learn nothing. Chapter 4. Rewiring your brain. Most people think habits take 21 days to change. Wrong. That's a myth. Your brain rewires instantly. The problem? You keep rewiring it the wrong way. Every time you scroll, you reinforce addiction. Every time you resist, you build control. Neuroscience calls this neuroplasticity. Your brain adapts to what you repeat. So elite performers repeat discipline, not motivation. They don't rely on willpower. They rely on systems. Here's one they use. The 3-level dopamine system. Level 1. Cheap dopamine social media. Junk content, instant hits. Level 2. Neutral dopamine reading, learning, building. Level 3. Hard dopamine deep work. Long focus, real output. Most people live in level 1. Elite performers live in level 3, and they use level 2 as a bridge. You don't jump from TikTok to deep work. That's impossible. You transition. 5-minute reset leads to low stimulation, leads to focus. That's the system. Simple, but brutal to execute, because your brain fights it. Chapter 5. The illusion of productivity. Most people think they're productive. Wrong, you're busy, not productive. Scrolling feels like activity, but it's empty. This is called the illusion of competence. You feel engaged, but you're not learning. You feel active, but you're not improving. Elite performers hate this feeling. They want friction, difficulty, because difficulty signals growth. Robert Bjork calls this desirable difficulty. Hard equals effective, easy equals useless. So when your brain resists focus, that's not a bad sign. That's the exact moment you should continue. But average people quit because they chase comfort. Elite performers chase growth. Chapter 6. The real freedom. You think freedom is doing whatever you want. Wrong. That's addiction. Real freedom is control. Control over your attention. Control over your impulses. Control over your brain. Right now, your phone controls you. Your habits control you. Your dopamine controls you. And until you fix that, nothing else matters. Not your goals, not your plans, not your potential. Because you can't execute. But here's the thing though. 5 minutes changes everything. 5 minutes of silence. 5 minutes of control. 5 minutes of reset. That's where it starts. Final loop. Even if you do this, there's still one problem. You reset your brain, but you still don't know what to focus on. Most people escape dopamine addiction, then waste their attention anyway, learning random things, chasing useless information. Fast distraction is still distraction. That's why I made this video breaking down how to find the 20% that actually matters and learn anything insanely fast. Watch it next.